Thank you for attending today's press conference. I'll take the first question now. Yes, Mrs. Warner?
Mr. President, it seems that there is a resurgence of the birther movement. It seems that the Republican Party has decided to sidestep questions about your birthplace, saying that it is not up to them to tell Americans what to believe. How do you respond to these continuing allegations that you were not born in the U.S.?
Well, Mrs. Warner, I find this completely preposterous. As I've said many times, I was born in Hawaii. So of course I'm an American.
Excuse me, Mr. President, but I beg to differ. I've driven all across this great country of ours, from coast to coast, and I've never encountered a state known as Hawaii. Do you plan to continue to perpetrate this falsehood on the American people? Your birth in this so-called state of Hawaii?
Mr. Borat, please tell me that you are not serious. You have never heard of the state of Hawaii?
No, sir, I have not. As I've said, I've driven to every state of the Union during my career as a journalist, and I've never, ever seen a state called Hawaii.
Well, of course not. Hawaii is a group of islands. Of course you cannot drive to it.
Really? And where is this fictitious state of Hawaii? In the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
Well, in fact, yes. It is.
Really? And I suppose you are going to tell us next that your father wasn't born in Kenya, and your mother wasn't born in Kazakhstan?
My mother was born in Kansas. I think that's well known. Kansas. Not Kazakhstan.
Well, you say potato, I say potato, you say tomato, I say tomato. Kansas. Kazakhstan. Go ahead, try and pull another fast one on the American people.
Really, this is just too absurd. You've heard of Kansas, right? That state between Colorado and Missouri? It sort of looks like a rectangle that has been squished on the right-hand corner. The one that Dorothy was from in The Wizard of Oz.
Now, don't get all technical on me, with your geography and all. I know what I know. And you ain't gonna convince me otherwise.
Well, I can see that there's no use debating with a moron. Any other questions? Yes, Mrs. Warner?
Mr. President, is it true that the Vice President is an alien? Is it true that the Vice President was really resuscitated in Area 51 in Nevada in 1954 and given a new identity? Mr. President?
I think we'll just call it a day. I need a rest. Thank you all for attending.